Welcome to Game of Roses. This is PaceCase.
This is BachelorClues. And what we've got for you right now is the top 10 moments from week 2 of Love Island USA Season 7. We are, instead of recapping literally all episodes, trying to cram 5 episodes into one, we just picked out the 10 most important things that happened over the course of these past, 5 episodes?
Episodes 9 to 14, excluding After Sun.
9 to 14, excluding After Sun. Yes.
And kind what a week excluding After Sun it was.
Yes. Well, we may talk about something that did happen in After Sun.
Okay, fine.
There's one thing we may have to talk about, but thank you for joining us. We've been loving this season of Love Island so far. If you would like to join us for every episode, literally a color commentary of every episode of the show, go to patreon.com/Game of Roses. Join us in Casa Gore, where PaceCase and I watch this show literally every night, take copious notes, and comment on the various plays that we're seeing. Some good, some bad, some extraordinary.
Yeah, it is... Not since the hyper binge have I felt this all consumed by a show, and it's taken over in a way that, like, I started watching Love Island UK just as my pleasure watch while we're doing Love Island USA for work, which is, says something. Trying to get that fix.
I hear you. I feel very much like it is a drug that I enjoy taking, and I never want to stop.
Yep.
That said, before we begin this, I did want to take a moment to look at where all these players currently are ranking on Instagram. So I have called up their Instagram pages here. Can you see this PaceCase?
Oh, yes.
Let's
go, Ace.
Ace, 951K. Now, he came into the game with a pretty high number, if I recall, maybe 700,000 or something. I'm not exactly sure, but he was in the multiple hundreds of thousands. But he has tacked on some more, and he will very likely be the first person to cross 1 million because, as we see, the next closest to him is Huda, who is at 399K.
Good for her. To me, these are your top 2 stars. And oh my God,
look at that.
Her first post. What an icon.
Wow.
Huda redemption arc starts now.
And so who is doing that? This is just like a friend of hers.
It's her child.
Yeah.
Her child runs this Instagram account.
But she's at 399. We then have Shelly 273. We then have Sierra 261. We have Bella 255. She got a huge bump after she got kicked off the show.
Oh my God.
Alondria at 228. We got Nick at 111. And we got Hannah at 101. And then everybody else right now, at least as of the time of this recording, is sub 100K. Jeremiah's at 91.8. Charlie's at 76.8. Taylor's at 71.7. Amaya's at 70.9. Iris is at 46.2. Austin 31.3. Pepe 25.1. And sadly, the man that we said goodbye to, if you're listening to this on Wednesday, last night, Jalen, 6,601 followers. Get that number up. Throw this man a follow. Give him something from this game.
Jalen seems like such a sweet man. I literally produced tears when he went home, even though obviously it was my vote. You'll see how I feel about Huda's performance. Obviously, I don't want Huda going home, but poor Jalen didn't get a chance. He just seems like a sweet man. I
agree 100%. I wanted to see what he could do. Unfortunately, sometimes the cards just are not in your favor.
Everyone wants Charlie and Kazagor. I say Jalen.
I honestly, I want all new people.
I mean, not Kazagor, Kazamore. Oh my God.
If we can get Jalen to watch the shows back with us, that would be great. All right. So that's where they all stand right now, at least on Instagram. I haven't checked out their TikToks yet. I may do that shortly. But let's begin this PaceCase. Our top 10 most important moments, plays, things that happened over the course of these past 5 episodes or so. Number 11. We're starting outside the number 10. Just
starting
to let
strong.
You know. Yeah. Our top 10 plays are coming in at number 72. Our number 11 thing, so we're adding this as basically an honorable mention, is the slow burns. Ace and Shelly specifically. It's interesting to watch. I guess it is a play style, the slow burn. We saw it work very well for the champions of season 6. I don't personally like it. It's extremely boring, especially when you're countered by Huda and everything she is putting on the show for us. It may work technically. It's kind of like, as long as you're, coupled up, or there's that possibility to do it, you can't really be kicked off the show. I just don't think it makes for great TV personally. No.
And I totally agree with you. When we cut back to pretty much anyone other than Huda, it feels like, what are we even watching? Like, you have Ace and Shelly, slow burn. He's doing these little activities for Shelly. There's no kissing. He's sleeping in soul ties every night, which is, good to get your star power that way. And we are also seeing this with Taylor and Alondria, which I also don't like. I'm now choosing to not believe the rumor that he has a girlfriend and ship them, but it's not good TV. We want the ups and downs.
I agree 100%.
Don't want the just mid the whole time.
Also,
even though I still think Ace is one of the best players.
We'll get to this. I put it's higher up on the list here for me, but we'll get to something where I totally agree with you. This guy understands the game, but he doesn't incorporate his own advice sometimes. And I honestly think him sleeping in soul ties literally every night devalues that play, because when you go to sleep in soul ties, it's meant to be a thing like, I can't be around anyone, or there's something in the bedroom that's like, I can't see, like, it's meant to be like a place that you go as a last resort, like some moment of reprieve for you from the emotional turmoil that's being dusted up in whatever the situation is. He's just sleeping there now. It's just his bed. Like,
I think he's hoping that his slow play is enough for Shelly to go out there and join him. Like, ideally that's what you get. But he's not doing enough during the day for this to happen. And I agree. I don't know. We'll see going forward, though.
It's not warranted. Moving
on. Number 10 top play of the week goes to Huda's package deal slow rollout. She famously was building up when she was going to tell Jeremiah this. She only told Shelly and Alandria at the beginning, and then I guess Bella. She this week revealed it to Nick, where we had this infamous moment where he does not compute what a package deal could possibly be. And he's like, you're a mommy? Mamacita? Mom of what? A dog? Like, a human child? It was so funny.
Yeah.
And, I disagree with kind of how she's rolling this information out. I think it's bizarre. But clue?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, you just froze. She then tells Ace, who immediately is like, oh, my mom was a single mom. What of it? I think he already knew somehow.
It has no impact seemingly on him when she does it. It's also interesting though, it's the stewardship of this information is almost a character unto itself in the show. Who knows? Who doesn't? Why did she tell you? Why doesn't she want you to know? And we saw in last night's episode 14, Alondria lets it slip as she's sitting there talking to some various players, most of whom already know it, but Austin did not. And so she has broken her circle of trust with Huda, who demanded, by the way, that she tell no one when she initially told her on whatever that was, episode 1 or 2. And now that is broken. So we're going to see if there's going to be fallout from that. But the use of that information as either leverage against somebody or a bond built between people who will keep the secret, et cetera, however you feel about it, is kind of a piece of the narrative. And it's interesting that she wields that so well.
And she wields it, but I don't know how effective it is. She told Nick as being like the sole man she was going to tell, and he voted her out like a couple episodes later. So I don't know how if it's having the impact that she thinks it's going to have.
Yeah. Moving on. Our number 9 most important thing that happened in this past week is the triple date with Jeremiah and Iris, Jalen and Alondria, Pepe and Hannah. it was obviously these are the bombshells. They're going to give them an opportunity. They're coming in late to the game, so they get a little bit of a leg up. They say, we're going to give you a stage. We're going to give you some time to go try and peel this player out of whatever partnership, relationship, couple they may be in. And this was a pretty lackluster date, honestly. I felt there was a little bit of making out, but it wasn't, nothing substantive really happened. These players, in my opinion, the Jalen and Laundry one was probably the best one, where they give each other a massage and you kind of are like, oh, I don't know, maybe a little something is there. You can believably trick yourself into thinking maybe, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think the Jeremiah Iris one is slightly interesting because of what happens later. But the most interesting part of this triple date to me was the beginning, where it's a secret date and they have to sneak out in the night, and Huda obviously clocks it and haunts the bedroom looking for them, and then wakes up Taylor to share her misery. And then when they return from the group date, everyone else is there to greet them excitedly. Oh, thank God you're back. Huda takes off her clothes, goes to the chaise in her bikini and these Terminator sunglasses, stares into the distance. And when, I forget who it is, maybe Amaya is like, are you okay? And she's like, I'm fine. I'm relaxed. I'm relaxing.
She is putting on a show, simply put. I believe, and this is my 2 cents, take it for what you will, disagree with me, agree with me, however you see fit. Huda is a very high level player of reality television, specifically group dating formats. I believe she watched last season, saw what Leah Kateb did and said, I can do this, and came into the show, and she's now doing it. Everything that she does is elevated. She is choosing her own wardrobe. She is blocking her own scenes. She's saying, I know all the focus is going to be on them coming off the dock when they come back from this group date. Well, I don't want that. I want all the focus to be on me. So let me go ahead and do this. A complete tonal derailment of what is usually a celebratory moment with a little bit of awkwardness because these people that you're in couples with are coming back. Maybe they made out with these people. You don't know. She says, put the cameras on me now. Look at me sitting in this chair with my sunglasses on. Fuck everybody else. Beautifully done. And it really set the tone for everything we watch after this. It tells you, the viewer, us at home, the fourth audience, she's the main character of the show, if you didn't already know, and nothing else will matter. How she affects the entire group. And you even hear it from some of the other players. Later, I believe it's Taylor, when the guys are getting ready for a night portion, is like doing an impersonation of her and saying that she looked like she'd been sitting there forever or whatever. They're even noticing her level of play. We'll get to it later. I don't want to get ahead of myself because there's one very specific thing I want to talk about. But yeah, I loved this group date. Was like, whatever. It was Huda's reaction to it that to me was like the most fascinating, greatest play, greatest kind of part of it. I guess you do get a little bit that maybe Hannah and Pepe will have something, but you know, she was already in a couple with Charlie, which was kind of the dead couple of this season. They're not giving a lot. So I don't really have much invested in seeing what happens to her.
No. Our number 8 top thing that happened in Love Island this week is the Hibachi style breakfast. In episode 9, Ace tries to cook a Hibachi style breakfast for Shelly, once again proving that he is going to put in the effort. He is constantly producing these little scenes. It is displaying a high level of game knowledge. He is always reminding you that these players know they're on a TV show and they know they're playing a game. He literally made a like fake text for Taylor to go say about the Hibachi style breakfast and like fake hashtags, basically.
Hibachi style breakfast. Hibachi style breakfast. They said that phrase like 200 times.
Yeah, say that phrase over and over again.
Trying to trademark it. He also, I forget when this happens, at some point during this week's episodes. I want to say Jeremiah is talking to him. Somebody's talking to him about like making a breakfast. And he says that's the bare minimum.
Yeah.
He's like, I guess I should make a breakfast for her now. Maybe it was Austin talking about for Shelly. I forget who it was. It was another guy talking about basically should he make a breakfast for whoever he was in a couple with. And he's like, that's the bare minimum, dude. He gets the game of this. It's like that. Making the breakfast for someone is a part of this game. And if you don't do it, it signifies maybe you're a little open to exploring other options or whatever. And Ace just gets it. That said,
completely.
Sometimes he doesn't act on what he knows to be the right plays. He can give this advice to other players and he's always right. He seems very keyed in, but he doesn't always follow it himself. That's my main problem with him.
I have learned that breakfast is the only meal they're allowed to make themselves. So it should always be a show. And we see some players doing this. Nick at one point made breakfast for Sierra and Iris. And Iris's was like a little happy face and like not as good. We saw Huda and Jeremiah have, we'll get to that, their own breakfast drama. There's not that much you have to work with in the villa and you work with what you got.
Has anybody ever done like, I'm going to cook 2 breakfasts, but make one fucking legit? It's like 5 courses, gourmet, the fruit, the pancakes, the scrambled eggs, the bacon, everything. And then the other one, you just and you just slop down like a bowl of half cooked oatmeal.
Probably.
I'm just always thinking of experimental
plays. The best
plays.
breakfast play last season was with Serena and Cordell when he ended up with eggs on his chest and then he ate them off.
Ate them off. Like the play was, Serena was like, fuck you. I'm throwing the breakfast you made me on you. It sticks to him. He walks out, leans over the railing. I forget who he was with. It might've been Rob. He was talking to some other guy and he just looked down and was like, let me just eat these scrambled eggs off my chest.
So good.
All right, moving on. Our number 7 most important moment. What are we calling these things? Plays? They're not exactly plays. These are just moments. Number 7 most important moment was, of course, the entry of the bombshells. Pepe, Jalen, and Iris in episode 9. They all enter the game during the leather and lace challenge. This is where they, of course, force everybody to dress up in like light bondage gear and chain all of the different players to these big X shapes with the guys facing in at first and the women are facing out. Then the X's flip around and our bombshells get to come in and make out with all of these chained up people. This will eventually lead to Huda doing one of the most iconic things probably that we'll see all season, maybe in the history of the show, where she does kind of a backbend and leans backwards to see Iris making out with Jeremiah.
And calls her favorite word, bitch.
Did she really in that moment? I don't fucking remember that. Oh my God, and Stein.
We also have this moment that basically leads to Charlie's downfall after this, where Hannah makes out with Pepe in her secret lair, her secret makeout chamber, the speakeasy. Our number 6.
If I may, I just wanted to talk about that, the being chained up on the X's. Some of these challenges, they're all like sexy in nature. You know, they make them wear this and be chained up. Hannah spits in Charlie's mouth in that one, you know.
Oh yeah. That should have been up here. That was wild.
That was. But I like that element of this. And again, I always have to compare the show to Bachelor in Paradise. There's simply no getting around that. And when you see like what Bachelor in Paradise is now offering, did you see the most recent trailer?
Another one?
It's the Goldens dancing around in the surf.
Oh, God.
And when you're watching that and then you watch this, you're just like, well, I know what I would rather watch. And
yeah,
they're just like drastically different shows at this point. One of them gets it. One of them seemingly doesn't. These people being chained up to the X's. Also, well, shit, that's another one of our thing, right? It's we'll get to it. The X's though, like in terms of gameplay, these players are in a lot of cases in these challenges, they are put in situations where they have basically no control. And it's like, you're going to be making out with 10 people or whatever the case may be, slopping around and whatever.
Slop.
Yeah. This one didn't have slop, thankfully, I suppose. But they're always like some
Except
component.
for Charlie.
They're always some component of the players they're forced to watch whoever they're in a couple with making out with somebody else. That's kind of the hallmark of all of them, basically. And I just thought what Huda did to kind of like take the power back in that situation was brilliant. And it's being memed all over the internet. And that really is like, you got to come out of this show with 4 or 5 solid images or phrases or something that can just live on the internet forever. And right now it's that Charlie Mamacito one that's going all over TikTok right now.
I mean, Leia Kateb, that one about like how crazy she was, like, whatever you've heard about me, triple it, double it, it's even more. Huda's backbend is the image that lives rent free in my head since it happened. It's all I think about. I have made it a sticker on my phone. I have sent it to friends. It gave me so much joy.
Have you tried to do it?
I mean, I did it at the beginning of one of our lives.
Yeah, how could I forget?
I really can't backbend, it turns out.
That's what you're missing if you're not on
I
our
wouldn't have been
Patreon.
able to make the same meme that Huda does.
Yeah.
Our number 6 top moment of this week was the Lumberjack challenge. Speaking of sexy challenges, I did not even understand what the like supposed reason for all these various activities were. There's a situation in which they're like presumably chopping something. Everyone ended up 69ing in this ass in face.
And don't forget it started with the guy has to climb a fake tree and hit something with an inflated hammer or axe. So bizarre. I had no idea, like, what does lumberjacking have to do with any of this shit? They knocked something
down. There was a log portion which ended up being controversial where I don't even know what they were supposed to do. Go across it, make out. And then there's a little house that we have celebrity guest host Paige DeSorbo, super excited about this host. She compares it to how she's done shared houses and you don't know what happens. You go behind a closed door. And this is a Love Island like trope, like in challenges where there's like, oh, you go in this little area and then people are like more emboldened to like make out or do whatever. Paige DeSorbo disappears midway through the challenge. I just learned that she had an IFI, that she was feeling faint and started vomiting.
Oh, wow.
Because it was so hot. And she was wearing horrible outfit.
Yeah.
I would have IFI'd if I was in that also.
Interesting. Hannah also got injured during it. She shows damage evidence as a bandage on one of her arms and an ITM right after this. This challenge to me, like I said, they're all about, you got to make out in front of the person's significant other or whatever. I get all that. And they all are like kind of sexy. They'll put you like the baseball one. They're not wearing actual baseball uniforms. It's like thong bikinis with a baseball hat.
That was baseball. What do you mean?
Oh, I didn't realize.
That was Shelly's first baseball game.
She hit a home run.
Fourth base.
She hit a fourth base. The garb, the activities, that little seesaw thing they had them on, where they're like, you have to use your body weight to move this back and forth to like saw the log or whatever. I forget who went first, but whoever it was immediately adopted the 69 position. And then they all just did that afterwards. Now, some of the couples doing this were just roughly in that position. Others had full like noses and ass cracks. This is the closest thing to like actual sexual activity I think that we've seen so far this season.
I mean, what about Huda and Jeremiah with the lights on?
We don't see any of that. It's all under the covers. I was seeing literal like...
I saw it.
What? Holy shit.
Extra vision. Holy
crap. That's pretty good.
I can see through duvets only.
On the TV. No less. That's pretty cool. I just loved this Lumberjack challenge. It was wild. People got hurt in it. They have the slop for no reason. That seems to be a hallmark of these two. Like in the baseball one, they were just squirting each other with like goo. There's goo everywhere. The challenge made no sense whatsoever, and there was no winner crowned, and it didn't matter if there was.
No. And there's like, it's random chance and you get to pick someone and the person that you shit on also gets to pick someone. And then Alandria ended up getting to make out with everyone, which I loved.
Yeah, that was pretty
And
funny.
it also led to a fight, which is what you want, which is Huda getting pissed at Jeremiah for kissing behind the closed and then open door.
And it's like that door isn't even... It was just flying open willy-nilly. Everybody was seeing everybody, and there was no secret about what was happening in there. I don't know. The challenges, like that type of challenge specifically, at least the baseball one had an element of people were picking people for something. Mm-hmm. This was like random mainly. I know they were shooting with the wood chipper thing about like, which guy do you think is like the worst guy or whatever, and then he'd shoot the thing. I like there to be at least... in these challenges for them to have at least some component that alters the psychosocial dynamic of the group in some way. Now they're pissed at each other. Oh, they're better friends now, whatever. This one just seemed like blah, but visually.
Yeah, here's some tweets about the players. I love those ones.
I'm sure we're going to get that very soon. And movie night. Those are still both to come. Moving on. Our number 5 most important thing that happened, and to me, it may be number 1, over the course of these past episodes was the emergence of a Dark Lord. Ariana Madix got her Dark Lord wings in this series of episodes. It started in, I believe, episode 8. So right before what we're talking about, she emerged with her ponytail of doom. I'm sure you remember. It was a 22-foot long ponytail that she could crack like a whip. That connoted a supervillain being born. The very next episode, episode 9.
And she was in leather.
Oh, was she?
A villain's texture. Yeah, like brown leather.
Oh, damn. I didn't recognize that, but I did recognize her next outfit, which she came out in episode 9 to host this leather and lace date. A red leather gown, if you will, ball gown, complete with a ball gag around her neck, and most strikingly, jet black hair. This is the full evolution of a Dark Lord now. She is embodying a character, which on After Sun this week, she gave a name. She said, with that hair, I'm Raven. She has an alter ego. This is the first Dark Lord that we, to my knowledge, have seen that has an alter ego. Even RuPaul, I guess, has an alter ego, obviously. And you see both of those characters in the show. This, though, is maybe the first time in Love Island that we've seen such a thing.
No, I want to say they did this in Australia.
What?
Where it was like, there were different eras, and this is the villain era. I don't know if it necessarily corresponded with the host's outfit. I have a feeling in my gut that this did happen. Sound off. But Maya Jama is certainly not doing this on UK. She's wearing like beautiful floral dresses, probably gets to pick whatever she wants to wear at this point.
Yeah, she's playing herself. Ariana Madix is like, she's stepping a little bit into Alan Cumming territory, which I fucking love. It is more satanic. It is more evil. And as you know, if you listen to this podcast at all, and you know one thing from it, there's a simple rule in all Satan. Reality television. The more satanic the show, the better the show. And she's bringing the Satanism in that outfit with this name, with this hair. I absolutely love this. We talked, I believe last week, or maybe this was in a live, about when we first saw Dark Lord Harrison take this mantle. That was in season 4 of Bachelor, when he comes out in a black on black suit for this group date, and he's holding a tray of what were basically the precursors to group date roses. It was 4 white roses or pink roses. I forget what color they were. They weren't red. And it was a group date with 5 players. And he said, 4 of you will be getting one of these roses. The one who doesn't goes home. And there was a pleasure in his voice that he was going to get to destroy someone's life. Ariana Madix has that now. You can see the glee, the delight in the torture that she gets to visit upon these people during this challenge. And she's there now. And she's great. She's one of my favorite Dark Lords, maybe of all time.
This is just saying that Sophie Monk said the show for the 5th season of Love Island Australia was in its villain era. doing a more dramatic and confrontational tone with yeah, I don't know. All right. But I don't think it was like going back and forth. Sorry.
No problem.
Getting lost in that. Our number 4 top moment of the week goes to what we just watched tonight, the door recoupling. Love Island is always experimenting with new ways to do the recouplings that will create visual drama and torture the contestants as much as possible. And this one was a beautiful, beautiful rendition of that, although still took too long. All of the recouplings are too long, in my opinion.
Absolutely agree.
We had the guys basically go to one door where a girl's standing behind it, and if she chose you and he chooses her, then the door will unlock. We finally see Olandria picking Taylor, recoupling with him. We saw for the first time Ace picking Shelly, and Austin in a Hail Mary play chooses Amaya as he knows he's going to lose that Ace triangle. And we see that there is then a vote for, well, it comes down to the beautiful moment where Jeremiah is choosing between Iris and Huda, and he goes to Iris. We see this gorgeous shot from behind where he's hugging Iris and Huda goes into her bachelorette squat on the floor crying. There is then a vote between Jalen and Huda by the other players of who's going to go home. A bombshell versus an OG, it's pretty much always the OG who wins, although not in the most recent UK episode I watched. But Huda wins, and Ace is the first guy to go stand behind her, and she like puts her hand out. I was like, thank you. He's like, I don't know what he said, like fuck you or not now or some like rebuff as he was doing this statement. But I'm like, why wouldn't everyone vote for Huda? Like, you want your show to do as well as possible. Who's making great TV?
Exactly. Those are errors because it does something else too. If you don't vote for Huda and she stays in the house, you're going to have to explain that vote. And some people could get away with it. Like Pepe, I think, can get away with it. I came in with Jalen.
Yeah.
I got to support him. I'm sorry. We're all bombshells together. I even think because Jalen was like so beloved and all the players feel like he kind of got a raw deal. Even I think Austin might be able to get away with it a little bit, but I don't think Nick will, because Nick has been one of the most vocal anti-Huda players in the house. I mean, he's saying out loud, "You guys are toxic. Dump her, bro." You know, like
I think he voted for her last time too.
Exactly. I think he's going to have to answer for that a little bit over this next episode, but. The other two guys, I think, get away with it. I would also like to say about this thing, the production value of it. Those doors were fucking beautiful. Candy, gloss, neon, yellow, and pink, or maybe red. I don't know. One of the two. It was absolutely beautiful. And again, I'm just reminded of like the props that they use on Bachelor in Paradise. I just thought back to like Zach Clark carrying that little cardboard taxi in the second half of season 16 of Bachelorette. And it's just a different thing. Like this show looks so fucking good. It is a like neon dream to be living in that place. And when you watch it, you just are washed over with like pleasure. It Dopamine. Really is a drug. It's like eye candy. It's the sound is so good. The editing is so good. It's funny. Like I just love this songs. Show. Yeah. And that door thing, it's just like, it's attention to detail. And like, what do we, even having that conversation, what do we want this to look like with a producer and the production designer? What do we want this to look like? Just that conversation.
How can we dramatize Huda getting dumped the most?
Yeah. The doors were brilliant. And then they unlocked them. We talked about some experimental play on our Casa Gore, which we did not see, unfortunately.
No.
Leaving a turd behind the door and you're not there when it opens. It's just a turd.
Or climb up to the top if you're one of the girls. Or the couples who are already there standing the whole time should be making out. It should be doing something because you're on
carrying
stage.
Carrying each other on shoulders. But
how to still pick Jeremiah even after all of the screaming.
Yeah. And Jeremiah, I don't know if he's going to have to answer for that vote or not. It's not like, I think she's writing him off now, and she's going to be playing more of a like make him jealous kind of game. So I don't think they're going to have to have a conversation about it, but.
No, I think Huda being this low in the votes is going to have to do her redemption tour now. Yep. And that's why I think even Nick will get off. Like, I think she has to like turn this thing around and get more of the second audience.
You think she'll apologize to everyone for how she's behaved?
No. But I think they need to bring in a bombshell for her.
Yeah, I agree. I think, well, they have no choice. It's the math now. They have to do that. I'm curious to see who it's going to be. All right, shall we move on?
Yeah.
Number 3, our number 3 most important thing that happened in these episodes is us, America's vote. The fourth audience came into this game and affected it very drastically.
Yeah.
We paired Alondria with Jalen, splitting her up from Taylor. We paired Hannah with Pepe, splitting her from Nick. And we paired Jeremiah with Iris.
From Charlie.
I'm sorry, from Charlie. And we paired Jeremiah with Iris, splitting him from Huda. And just that alone, like all of the conversations that various players had with each other about this. Hey, maybe America's trying to tell you something. They have your back. They see things you don't see. Everybody's trying to make it like the fourth audience wanted anything other than to just watch her meltdown. Yeah. This decision was voted on by us, the American public, the fourth audience, specifically and only to see what would happen to Huda if we poke her a little more. And she didn't disappoint.
Because the other 2 votes were presumably for TRR. Yeah. I mean, those people expressed interest in each other. Yeah. But this one was very little. And at first, Huda tries to explain it like, oh, yeah, Iris said he was her type at first. But just having her start it when she doesn't know what's going to happen and say, God bless America. And like her face play during this entire scene while she's crying. And then there's basically going to be this 3-person vote between Huda, Taylor, and Charlie of Who Goes Home. We see Ace laugh out loud along with me watching it. America. Ace and Nick both vote Huda. Austin doesn't do the math right and votes for Taylor.
Austin voting for Taylor was my error of the game. I literally could not believe what I was seeing. I'm like, wait, what? Taylor? Huh? It made no sense whatsoever. And then it bites him in the ass. Supposedly, Charlie's his best friend in the house or whatever. And he gets fucking eliminated because his best friend is a dunce.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Yeah. I couldn't believe he did that. But
unable to do simple calculations of like, maybe I should go for the other person who's getting the most votes.
Yeah. And then Charlie gets knocked out and we wonder for a split second, will Hannah go with him? Of course she won't. And
after crying on their photo booth picture together.
Charlie was like, he was an interesting player. I spoke about this last time. I think he was one of those players who just gets kind of caught in the headlights, deer in the headlights, when he walks onto that set and he's like, oh shit, I'm really doing this. And I think maybe the game was like bigger than he was. That said, he did make a nice play right before he left. Him and Hannah, they didn't all eggs. They didn't close off per se, but it was like they kind of did. It wasn't officially announced, but it was like kind of it was. It was just too little, too late, honestly. And now you're stacked up against no one cares.
Yeah, he kind of saved it, but he also was just like littered with errors. When every time Hannah is talking with Pepe, he goes and tries to hit on someone, and Amaya even calls him out on it. This probably ends up biting him in the ass in terms of the votes. Yeah. He also does this weird Hail Mary where he's like, wait, before you guys vote. And you're like, oh, he's going to say like, send me home. No, Hannah and I just had a breakthrough conversation. And I was like, oh, this is kind of embarrassing.
He's grasping. I also, though, liked about this entire thing, the America's Vote, I liked how much we, the fourth audience, became a character in the show. Multiple conversations were referencing, does America like you? Does America hate you? Why did America do this? America's not America dating. Know? Fuck America, all this kind of shit. I just like that it, to my knowledge, is the only group dating format like this where America, us, the fourth audience, really actually does affect the show in some way. If we actually do, by the way.
What, you don't believe the votes?
No.
What?
No, I don't believe anything.
They showed the vote total, I think.
Oh, did
I think
they?
half of the people voted for Jeremiah with Iris.
I barely believe the results of the last presidential election. Okay.
Oh. Don't get me started. 0% chance on that one.
Exactly. I'm like, if that one ain't real, you think fucking Love Island season 7 is real? Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I love voting, though. This is the first time I've actually voted because I've never really watched live before, and it felt great.
Yeah, it was my first vote as well. Who did you vote for?
I voted for Alandria with Jalen.
Okay.
I voted for Amaya with Pepe.
Oh.
And I voted for Iris with Austin to free Shelly.
Okay. I voted for Ace with Iris just because I thought it would be interesting, I guess. I don't know. Alandria,
I mean, they were like hitting on each other.
With Jalen and Amaya with Pepe.
Yeah. Our second most important moment from this week of Love Island was Huda's meltdown in episode 13. This all starts when the boat comes back and she's done her sunglass play.
Her Terminator play.
And Jeremiah finally pulls her and he starts trying to talk to her and she goes, no, we're not speaking until we get to the speakeasy, because we had just seen her do her peeping Tom play previously. So he says, so you want me to walk in silence? Yes. And she directs this whole scene where they walk in silence. You just hear the click clack of her heels.
The game IQ of that thing, like, don't start this conversation until we're in the speakeasy and we're on our stage. Yeah. It's like LeBron James level. She understands what the show's going to look like. She knows how they're going to cut it. So she's like, don't fucking have the first half of our conversation where we're walking across this fucking stage and the Pelco unit is picking us up in a giant wide shot. Nobody's going to give a fuck. Give me my close up.
Wide shot? No. I want the close up. I want the beautiful background. I want the sound and the light to sound pristine. And also it's just like more dominating him, just being like, I'm controlling this conversation.
It literally is like a little kid in grade school and a teacher being like, quiet. Now is not the time to talk.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen her do a lot of that.
She's so fucking good.
She didn't like his pancake. It was undercooked.
And that came back later. Even Nick was like, your biggest issue is like a pancake or something. He said something like that to them. Like the undercooked pancake that she couldn't eat. She even then told him, he's like, did you try my breakfast? And she's like, I couldn't eat it. It was undercooked. Remember that shit?
She said she threw it in the trash.
Yeah.
No reason to say that. And then she was making breakfast and Taylor helped her. Yeah. And we later find out she asked Taylor to do it.
Unbelievable.
We see Huda use every part of the stage. She does this again when she goes to talk to pull Iris. Mm-hmm. She literally clears the floor. She tells Pepe and Jalen to leave the entire floor.
Yeah, I love that moment where she's like, I'll need this entire floor. Descend the stairwell. Yeah. This is my stage now. She commands everybody there. She really is directing the whole show. And that type of skill is like, it's hard to teach that. I'll be honest. I've tried. It's, that's like an innate It's like LeBron James. It really is. Like, he understands the game of basketball so well. Any given formation, how much time's left, whatever all the circumstances are in any given second of a game, I would trust that LeBron James knows like what should be done in that moment with the exact team he has on the floor. Huda, I think, is exactly the same in relation to Love Island. I would love to see, like, can you imagine her on the fucking Bachelor?
No.
That's it.
We've seen it. It was Victoria Fuller.
No, I think Huda's a different breed. Victoria Fuller is like, God, how do you even explain what she is? It was like right play style for the right time, the right moment. Like, I think that play style only works in season 24. It only works on a pilot, Pete. It only works in that circumstance where we were in Bachelor Nation at that time, 2019, right before the pandemic. Huda's something different. She gets like reality TV. I think Victoria Fuller was like, I want to be an influencer, and just has natural talent. Huda, I think, gets the higher level of this.
She has the like innate sense of like the spacing of the villa. That's why I liked when you said that for Casa Amor, the girls should stay in the villa, because Huda like knows all the space so well. And like we see that when she sneaks around to eavesdrop on the guys' conversation and on Jeremiah talking about the date. And like she pretends she's going to the bathroom. She goes and she sits on the stairs, and then she's not close enough. So she makes another escalation going closer and closer. It was pure cinema. I was screaming watching this whole thing. I loved this entire meltdown.
Yeah, the eavesdrop, I feel like, is a play. I forget who did it last season. It was hilarious. They were like crawling on the ground. Do you remember this?
Yeah. I want to say it was Leia and like Serena and Janae.
Yeah, it may have been. But like that type of thing, knowing that like if I eavesdrop, I'll be a character in this. They'll give me some screen time for it. And it's like, how do you do it? So she's sitting on that stairs by herself, like just listening. She can hear everything. She's like, this isn't good enough. I need to make a scene out of this. Let me fucking creep up and do the little, she's just so fucking good. She understands. I mean, it happened too in this most recent episode where they're all in the sleep chamber and she arises from her sleep box.
Oh my God.
And goes out in the hallway to sit on the fucking ground. Because she's like, she knows I want to end the scene with me. So here, let me give the producers exactly what they're going to cut to end the scene. It's me crying in the hallway. It is a level of game sense that is just off the charts.
Isolate from everyone, break the expectation of what you're seeing, which should be everyone asleep in their beds. But no, whenever someone like gets up late night to go do something, they're always going to show that. Yeah, I mean, we saw Jeremiah as well eavesdrop while she was in the shower, and she was calling him a little bitch and a liar and all that stuff too. But he doesn't do it with the flair that Huda does. Yeah,
I will say though, if there is a negative part to the meltdown, it is that it does seem to be very pointed, obviously, at Jeremiah, and she's saying a lot of negative shit about him. And I don't know, ultimately, like, if she doesn't do the apology tour, if she does not redeem herself, I think that could be detrimental to her fourth audience game.
Huda's expletive-ridden descriptions of Jeremiah was my error of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, the fourth audience is not a fan in the comments. And she really loses you with that. Before that, it's like, okay, you're, a reality TV star having a meltdown, making a show, but that it's really hard to keep people on your side, especially when they're kind of like using the word bitch a lot, like pussy, kind of like anti-women, kind of like slurs. Yeah.
Interesting.
That was my error.
For what it's worth, I have always viewed this show like I view The Bachelor, just as a game. And I try to take whatever they're doing is literally like, how's it affecting the game? This game, though, the fourth audience is like a much bigger part of it. It's like an active part of it, literally as it's being made.
She's voted as the least favorite in like the casual polls. So I think this is a big part of it. Yeah.
Damn. Somehow Austin climbed out of the hole he was in, and he is now outranking fucking Huda?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. That's astounding to me.
I mean, I don't know what the sample size is. These are casual forum polls, but...
But look, I'll say this about Huda. She's making some errors. I ain't under no illusions otherwise. I get it. I do have faith in her, though. I think she understands the game very well, and I think she knows what she has to do now. It's going to be this apology tour. She's going to become the mom to everybody on that set, except the new bombshell that's going to come in, because that guy
Michael Olio.
No,
Jason Mesnick.
Yeah,
it's going to be a man with a package deal.
Yeah, just anybody who has a child. It's going to be Robert De Niro. Okay, let's, or no, who was it? Al Pacino? One of those guys just had a kid. He's like 85 years old and he just had a baby.
I'm like, those are more random than mine were, at least Bachelor.
All right.
What's our top moment this week, Clue?
Our top moment. This is the most important thing that happened in the entire week of all these Love Island episodes. Jeremiah and Huda elevated their relationship. They had sex. This occurred, what was it? It must have been in episode 13, right? Is where it's confirmed. We do see her in the nighttime portion. We're seeing the night vision camera, and we see Huda under the covers crawl on top of Jeremiah. We hear some moaning, and then it's the next morning.
Oh, I definitely missed this. I thought it was during the lights on.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Oh, my God.
Shit, maybe I missed
you're right.
it.
You're right. No, someone said I had missed a hump, and I think that's what it was.
Oh, from my memory, they I guess showed it. I don't know. You don't know what they're showing. They're under the covers, but she rolls on top of him. There's some moaning, and then we cut to the next morning. Everybody's getting ready, and all the women are sitting around, and she tells them essentially, "We had sex last night." Ha ha ha.
I did have sex.
Yeah. And then he brings her breakfast that morning. They kiss, and she says, "Love you." Oh, I didn't mean to say, oopsie. She slips out a love level 4 on him after the sex.
That's the second time she's done this.
It's a powerful strategy. It's a testing of the waters, and it counts. Technically, it counts. That is a love level 4. But I believe the having of the sex, they're the first couple to do so that we're aware of. It escalates every other element of their relationship. Now the anger is at a higher level. The frustration's at a higher level. If there are love feelings, those are at a higher level. To me, it's the most important piece of this because it lays a foundational groundwork to almost justify her strong emotional reaction to all of these things that he's now done. It's like literally the next day, we had sex last night and now you're talking to this other girl. That kind of thing, I think she might be able to work that, that angle.
I mean, I think chemistry play has been one of her most used tools when they're fighting. We often see it ending with a makeout or a discussion of previous sexual activity or whatever. Was this consummation before or after she asked if he would share locations with her?
After. That was, I think, in the episode before. They were in bed and she's like, "Will you share your location with me?" He's like, "What the fuck?"
I discussed this conversation at a party this weekend.
Yeah.
And I love to follow all of my friends. I follow them all. I feel like God. And I see, they're all in their homes, all cute.
Oh, you look at their locations.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm sharing a location with anybody.
I can't track
other
you
than
because you have a weird phone.
What?
But everyone was like, "No, we haven't even shared location." And these are people in long-term relationships with each other. And I'm like, well, on Love Island, she did it like a week in.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like it's also absurd because it's like he can't share his location. He doesn't have a working cell phone.
That's why it's another unforced error. It's like a hypothetical.
But it's like condensing what would be a normal outside relationship. You have to condense it down into a month and a half. And so that for her, I think, is like an important step. It's the sharing of the location. And so she's like, just hypothetically, if we were out in the real world, we'd share your location with me.
I think it's like one of her tools to like mark her territory.
Oh, for sure. It's that.
It's the sex. It's the hickey. It's he said we'd share locations.
Yeah. Would you get a tattoo of me?
But yeah, I do think it is a good it is a powerful play in this game.
I agree.
What was your face play of the week?
Yes, these are our weekend awards. My face play of the game goes to Huda when she did that backbend and shot daggers upside down at fucking Iris, who was making out with Jeremiah at the time. I was just like, okay, that's unbelievable. There were a lot of good face plays though. I also really liked my face play, I misread my own damn notes. My face play of the game was when Ace sees Jeremiah go to Iris's door instead of Huda in the door opening thing. It is full eye, full mouth aperture shock, but also glee. There's pleasure in it. He loves seeing this shit happen. It was beautifully done.
I loved that face play too. I also loved Taylor under the cowboy hat when he like does the side eye back and forth. Yeah. But my face play of the game goes to Huda's tearful frown during the America Votes recoupling. It's kind of like, kind of dead-eyed, sad, tear-ridden. I think she does the best face play of anyone. And it was one of the moments I can't stop thinking about this week.
What was your, do we already discuss these errors of the weeks? Yes, we did that one. What about play of the game, play of the week?
Huda's backbend during the leather and lace challenge was my play of the game.
Yeah.
That one's going on the deathbed montage for me. I think it's like one of the most iconic moments I've ever seen in Love Island. And I've seen 100%. Many moments.
That was my play of the week also. It was between that and Huda sitting on the pool chair in the Terminator sunglasses.
That was my other one.
It was like
her sunglass play.
These are just, they're like plays you can't train for. It's just game knowledge. Like it's, I guess you could maybe train for the Terminator sunglasses one, but that backbend thing is like, it's so specific to that exact challenge, how they're chained up, et cetera, et cetera. She just has to be in the moment and be like, what should I do right here? Boom. Look her in the eyes, upside down, call her a name. Yeah. It's unbelievable, really, what she was able to do.
Call her not by her name. It's also like physically incredibly difficult to do. I tried.
What was your creature of the week?
The episode 14, Lone Bird, representing Huda crying alone in the hallway at night, was my creature of the week.
Okay.
What was yours?
Mine is a theoretical creature, just as it was last week. It was the manatee that Christopher Columbus had sex with. This week, it is the hippopotamus, the low-key boss and the subject of Nick's YouTube sessions for some part of his life that he divulged in a conversation in tonight's episode. And we are now down to our MVPs. PaceCase, who was your MVP of the week?
Not going to surprise anyone, I think, because she got literally all of my awards. Huda was my MVP.
Same. Yeah. There's just nobody doing that. She's the whole show at this point. You can like her, you can hate her, but you're gonna fucking watch her, period. Without her, I don't really know what this season is at this point. And so I'm hoping they bring her in a bombshell.
That's what I don't get when people are like, vote Huda off. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
What are you trying to watch more of?
I agree. I don't get it. You need this type of player, I think, multiple if possible in every season. The ones who are like everything they're doing when they're on screen is electric. There's not there's never a conversation with Hood at this point where I'm like, oh, this is going to be boring. I'm like, oh shit, what is she about to say? What is she about to do? That's what you got to do in these shows.
My top people, I don't think would be a lot of people's top people, but it's because they are the TV show to me. It's Huda, it's Ace, it's Amaya, and Sierra, I would say, I think has the potential too. But
I agree.
I think she's a good player, but she's not creating a lot of drama. It's more of just
she seems locked in
play
to Nick.
Yeah.
And I think even I like him. I think he's a funny player. He's an interesting player, but he also now just seems kind of locked into that. And it's like you have to have the threat of the relationship you're in dissolving. That has to be ever present. And when it's not, you're just like, whatever, who cares?
Yeah.
At least I am, And
we're not watching Love Island. We're watching Love Will It Disintegrate Island.
But when you're just watching to see like who's got a narrative that has to have some resolution. And like we were watching to see, is Jeremiah and Huda going to get back together? We still don't really know that, to be honest. I know he partnered with Iris or whatever, but they're both going to be in the house still.
Right.
That really is the show. It's not like you're waiting to see how these players are going to react to being pulled apart from each other, and also stay in the game, stay relevant. You saw it in this most recent episode 14. Most of the other conversations the other players were having were about Huda and Jeremiah. It had become her show. And like when you're talking about other couples, you're fucked. If your shit isn't interesting enough to be talking about and doing stuff in, you are fucked. You're now giving screen time to another person coming out of your mouth. You're wasting your screen time on them. So I'm just saying, lover, hater, she's dominated this week and maybe the rest of the season. We will see.
Hada, kata, shada, wada, hada.
Nice.
Period.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Once again, if you want to follow along with me and PaceCase through every episode of this doing play-by-play, join us at patreon.com/Game of Roses for so far what has been the most fun live viewing experience of a season that I've ever had. I
mean, it's literally appointment television.
Yeah.
I have people texting me, you got to keep up.
Exactly.
And I'm going to watch it live from now on forever. So it's changed me.
Me too.
We'll be back Thursday night with a Casa Gore of the next Love Island episode. And then Friday with another Casa Gore and our Twibbin.
See you then.
Praise be Dark Lord Madix.
Please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast. Please get a friend to listen to us. And then please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast.